When we looked at the Middle Eastern market, we found that the UAE was definitely a market leader in identity. In 2017, we looked into that market quite hard. We invested in that market quite hard, and we became one of the very few authenticated, integrated partners to the federal and citizenship authorities. And so we're one of the dominant players in that market as well through that connection into the government.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining in. I'm recording another Chris executive interview, and today we are broadcasting from the heart of our Emergence Investment Conference, and I have the privilege of hosting Ross, Executive Chair of Grabba Technologies, a company that is spearheading innovation in the biometric authentication sector. Ross, it's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you, Rhythm.
Now, Grabba Technologies has established itself as a leader in biometric authentication, particularly in key markets like the US federal sector and the Gulf states. So can you elaborate on the strategic partnerships and regulatory approvals that have solidified Grabba's position in these markets?
Thank you. So if you look at the US market first, what we've managed to do is we have a key sole source contract with US Homeland Security. And our devices are used to connect through to their IDENT federal identity database. So that testimonial customer of US Homeland, where the products are certified by the FBI to be able to be used to capture identities and to be used in the court of law, is a very big moat for us. It's one of our key testimonial customers. When we looked at the Middle Eastern market, we found that the UAE was definitely a market leader in identity. And in 2015, they introduced the Emirates ID card with biometric match. So in 2017, we looked into that market quite hard. We invested in that market quite hard, and we became one of the very few authenticated, integrated partners to the federal and citizenship authorities. So we match identities in the UAE market for telcos and banks, and so we're one of the dominant players in that market as well through that connection into the government.
Amazing. That's fascinating, Ross. Now, with such a strong foothold in these critical sectors, how does Grabba plan to capitalize on the projected growth of the biometric technology market, and what strategies do you have in place to seize such a large market share?
Yeah, thank you for that. And that's we'll do the UAE. That's a little simpler. So that same federal identity system that's in the UAE is actually present in 7 Gulf states. They're very strong in their anti-terror and anti-money laundering regulations. It does require a full biometric match in order to access services. So it's a land and expand. We now dominate in the UAE. We need to invest a bit more in the UAE market to start to move into those other 7 Gulf states that use the same platform. So it's really just multiplying or reusing the same model in other countries. In the US, we're getting swamped by opportunities by federal government agencies. We're really just scratching the tip with our Homeland Security engagement with CBP, Customs and Border. And we're finding, as we spend more time in that market, that there's a lot of agencies that need our product. It's made in Australia. It's a Five Eyes manufactured product, and they really do like that fact that it's made here. So we are we just can't keep up with all the opportunities. So our investment will be to get more closely aligned and in market with all of those customers that we do from distance here in Australia.
Amazing. That's wonderful indeed. Now, Grabba has demonstrated a commitment to innovation with ongoing R&D efforts accounting over 25% of the revenue in the recent years. So can you discuss some of the key advancements or projects that are in the pipeline, such as Grabba 1 and Grabba 2, and how these initiatives are expected to drive revenue growth and market penetration?
Yeah, so Grabba 1 is just the modernization and integration of the new current technology that we already deploy, but it's sort of the next gen. It's makes things simpler, it's faster, and it's lighter. It's more mobile. It also works wirelessly, and it gives the offices in all different jurisdictions, whether they be US, UAE, Eastern Europe. We sell a lot into Eastern Europe and Greece, and or Canada and the UK. It will enhance their experience. So they do like it. They really do like it. Grabba 2's next gen. It's capture at distance. So with our miniature drones, our machine learning, and our computed edge, we're able to capture identities en masse using our own IP, lightweight aerial vehicles that have got long range, high bandwidth communications. So Grabba 2 is beyond the next few years. It's looking amazing, and our conversations seem to be proving that that's correct.
Amazing. I can truly say that innovation is ingrained in Grabba's DNA. Now, we're curious about Crystal 8 manufacture that was acquired in 2019. So can you tell us, how does Crystal 8 complement Grabba's core business, and what synergies exist between the two entities to enhance overall operational efficiency and profitability?
Yeah, this is an absolute gem. So we acquired the Crystal 8 business from basically one of the founders of Complex Electronics in Australia. So the Bryant family, lovely people. It's a 70-year-old business, and he unfortunately passed with his son in 2014, and we acquired it from his wife at the age of 94 in 2019.
Wonderful.
And she asked, keep all the staff and keep the name. It's the legacy of her past husband. And we've honoured that, and it's a fantastic business. It created the manufacturing IP for the cochlear device. So it is an absolute pinnacle of complex electronics and assembly. And so what Grabba did when we acquired that was that it used to offshore some of its complex electronics manufacturing. By acquiring Crystal 8, we're actually able to bring all of that manufacturing here into Australia and make sure that it's all manufactured using Five Eyes. So what the Bryant family did in 2008 with the sale of the cochlear IP was they transitioned and built an amazing facility in Brisbane and focused on aerospace and defence. So the group is a true national security business with a defence manufacturer. We support the primes. We are getting swamped with US opportunities at the moment in the defence sector to support those national primes. And so it's good, reliable business. It's very hard to get in, but Crystal 8 was the first to have what's called AS9100 complex assembly for aerospace, defence and space in Australia. So once you've got that, it's very, very hard to displace.
Amazing. That's remarkable, Ross. Now, with a target revenue of $35 million for financial year 2026, Grabba is clearly aiming for substantial growth. So could you outline the key milestones and initiatives that are planned to achieve this ambitious revenue target, and including any expansion plans into any new geographic markets or industry verticals?
Oh, thanks for that. That's kind of an interesting question. So I'll deal with the UAE first. So we're very well ingrained in telco in the UAE, and some banks, we want to expand the bank footprint and have 2 other regions. So there's a couple of low-hanging fruit regions in there that are not that hard, that are already asking for us to get involved. So we need a little bit more investment in the UAE, and we'll be able to double our volume in that segment, because the numbers you're asking is actually only double what we currently have. So we want to add 2 more countries. In the US market, we're seeing enormous amount of growth for the US government to push and identify individuals before they hit the border with the Biden administration, or with the other administration, it's after they've gone into the border. So we just have to work with the visionaries inside those departments to ensure we're meeting their needs. When it comes to defence, those numbers will actually be substantial over the coming years without much assistance. It's really the groundswell is heading to localized manufacturing in Australia and in the US.
Right. Amazing, Ross. Now, looking ahead, what are Grabba's long-term strategic objectives, and how does the company plan to sustain its competitive edge in an increasingly dynamic and competitive market environment?
We keep investing in R&D. Technology keeps changing. You know, if you're standing still, you're falling behind, right? So it's part of our DNA to get the latest and greatest. And actually, how we succeed is we actually make our customer look really good. We give them what they need. We make them make their job easier. We make them successful. That's what we like doing. We actually like helping people become successful. So keep investing in R&D, keep bringing the latest and greatest technology to play, making our customers be successful in their own jobs, in their own careers. And we find it works really, really well for us.
Amazing. Very well said, Ross. This truly has been such a delightful conversation, and we are so eager to keep tabs on the growth of Grabba moving forward. For our viewers watching, if you would like to get in touch with the team at Grabba, please see the details in the description of this video or in the side of your screen. And I look forward to seeing you all in my next interview. Thank you, Ross.
Thank you, Rhythm.